Hello, everyone. It's episode 61 of the General Damage Podcast.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Fuck 5:30.
And that was Nick. The guy's laughing as Will. And I'm Shade.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever invented 5:30 in the AM as a good work time, fuck you.
Crazy person.
I want to say it was the Pilgrims.
Fuck the Pilgrims, man. They just fuck them, okay? I don't care if they made one of my favorite holidays. Fuck them. Fuck them and the rock they crashed into.
Yeah. This is the best start to one of our podcasts ever. I love it. I know how you feel, dude. It is the fucking worst. That is an ungodly hour, and I know it because sometimes that's when I'm going to sleep, and I feel what have I done wrong? What have I done to deserve this garbage?
Okay, in a realistic setting, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
If you're working on a construction site, no, I'm not a construction worker. I have to oversee them, and I don't want to. I'd rather be in the office.
Sure.
Because of AC, point blank. That's pretty much the reason.
Yeah.
AC is
nice. Very nice.
It's the best.
But I had getting up at 5:30 and going to construction sites in the summer, which we're technically sort of in the season, technically still spring, but whatever.
Fucking summer.
It is mandatory that construction sites start early, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., because it's cooler, theoretically. Makes sense. And when they get off, it's pretty much in the peak when it gets really hot, and they go home, and it's fine. It's for health reasons.
Yeah.
But there's also health reasons for not getting up at 5:30.
Sure. Yeah.
Is murdering people?
Yeah. I don't want to do this. I think the only time I've willingly got up at 5:30 was to get on a plane that was boarding at 7.
I was gonna say it's probably because of a flight. That's the times I've gotten up these days as well. Not because I'm
you're flying.
Not because I want to be up that early. The other times I'm going to bed at that point.
Right.
Finally, my system's decided it's had enough.
For getting up at 5:30 to fly, fine. No matter where you're flying, it's going to at least take an hour, maybe 2. Maybe even longer than that. Right. And in that time, you can probably sleep again.
Yeah, hopefully.
This is true.
So what does it fucking matter? And I would prefer getting up at 5:30 to go to the airport, to fly some fucking place, and chill in the plane, then go to East San Jose and watch a bunch of people rip a building apart, watch backhoes tear up asphalt, and listen to the 2 other people that I'm working with tell me how to do something and then complain on top of it.
That sounds like terrible.
Seriously.
Now
terrible is a great word for that.
Yeah, terrible is here's my one small glimmer of hope that I haven't been sucked into the void of horse shit.
Okay.
I still don't get Dilbert.
Oh, the comic strip?
Oh, you don't sympathize with Dilbert?
Don't get it. Don't want to get it. I'm afraid if once I get it, I'll be dead.
I mean, I enjoy Dilbert, though I did come to realize that the author isn't so much a great human being himself.
Yeah, isn't he kind of a piece of shit?
Yeah, no, he's really crappy. But I mean, the comic book, it's fun. I like Dogbert.
I sympathize with the character to some degree. You know, the subtle things that are frustrating. You know, I can agree with. Don't get all of it, or it doesn't really isn't really anything that affects me a lot. But damn. Yeah.
I haven't seen a comic in a good long while, and I don't want to read it because I think I will get it.
Probably.
I mean, that's a fair summation.
I didn't get it when I was 13. I don't want to get it at 30.
Oh, it just hurts more.
Yeah. Well, I'm reading the damn thing going, what the hell? Why is this funny? I'm 13 years old. I don't work in an office, so I'm not going to get it. I'll get Garfield. I'll get Foxtrot. I'll get the other fucking goddamn little comic strips. I won't get Dilbert, and I plan on never reading up on Dilbert to not get it because of the bullshit that I think is happening in my office that son of a bitch writes about.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I need a new job.
You and I both.
Well, you're having better news in that department than I am.
This is true. This is true. I made the conscious decision. So
yeah.
Yeah. I'll be looking forward to a little more time to take care of things that have clearly been forgotten.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a good motivator to just be more proactive about certain things.
Yeah, you should either have everyone do a slow 80s clap on your way out, or just scream freedom like William Wallace and just strut the hell out.
Oh man, I cannot wait for Thursday. I'm going to
take a blue Sharpie, color half your face, scream freedom, and walk out.
I don't know if I'll go that far. Screaming freedom as I'm walking out, sure. Yeah. That I'm fine with. Well.
I mean, you could just if you really wanted to be a jerk, you could walk in dressed in nothing but Star City Games gear.
I don't want to have to buy that.
Just no, you don't have to buy it. Just take a white tee that you don't care about and write Star City on it, and then walk in.
Man,
I wish I thought of this last week, because I bet if you wrote a letter to Stephen Green, he would have done it. He would have mailed you a shirt and a hat.
Maybe.
Then
he would have wanted photo evidence, but I feel like that would have been worth it.
I'm not leaving on bad terms. There's no reason for me to start now.
Yeah.
Me leaving and saying freedom, I think that's fine. I think that's applicable. Me wearing Star City logoed gear, I think that's kind of a dick move.
It's kind of like I don't know. This was a headline a long time ago of woman is arrested after winning the lottery because she took a shit on her boss's desk before quitting.
Yeah,
well,
yeah. It's definitely not the same, but it is kind of as aggressive.
Yeah, just quit.
Yeah, exactly.
You won.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with definitely getting your comeuppance, but that's a bit much.
Yeah, gracefully. It's easier that way.
Yeah, I mean, if you hate the job and you just came into a ton of money, and you really hated this job, you don't have to give 2 weeks.
Yeah, you
just go to go there, pack up your desk. Go to your boss and say, deuces, I'm out, and then leave.
Yeah.
Do not drop said deuce.
Yeah, don't drop a deuce. just leave.
What was it? When I think about people quitting, right?
Yeah.
There's always that one interesting part where it's is it because it's good? Is it because it's bad? Or is it really just one of those moments where you're I feel like, because I've seen this happen a few times where everyone just did not want to be there.
Yeah.
The boss didn't want that guy there. That guy didn't want to be there. They both mutually accepted it and quietly let it go.
Yeah, I mean, that happens too. And then, you also get stuff where, there's a bunch of reasons why someone would quit. Greener pastures, they feel stuck, they're not going to advance, the place is abusive for them, whatever it may be, and in every one of those cases, for the exception of maybe if that boss is just the biggest asshole, everything should be taken as professionally as possible before you quit. You know, give them 2 weeks, shake hands, make sure everything's in order, and walk out. And like, you know, like your senior year in high school, probably 9 days before you're literally out the door, you'll be checked out. Mm-hmm. You won't really give a shit.
So I'm not gonna do this on the podcast, but I'll bring it up to you guys next week. I found my senior yearbook.
God.
Oh shit!
Like, man, oh man, did I just turn into the biggest prick in those last 4 months? I'm pretty sure. Because I was also a part of yearbook. And everything about my senior profile is douchey, except for my senior quote.
What was your senior quote?
My senior quote was a quote from Boy Meets World, and it was, I believe in love like I believe in God. You can't touch it, you can't see it, but when you feel it, you know it's there. Or something like that. And like, out of all the quotes from that show, that's like always been my favorite. And that was probably the only sincere thing I did. Because my senior photo was douchey, my bio was douchey, I think my last will and testament was super douchey.
We didn't have senior quotes.
We had.
Interesting.
Pretty sure we.
Well,
had
I mean, my
quotes.
school didn't have senior quotes. Well, let me rephrase that. Certain people had quotes.
Gotcha.
But like, I mean, I've seen the other yearbooks where every senior has a quote, you know, by under their name. Mm-hmm. We did not have that. We just had certain people have quotes, and that was it. And what's interesting is my senior year, everyone just wanted to graduate, so there wasn't much shit to start.
Yeah.
Lower classmen were trying to start shit, but I didn't care, and half the time I just treated my senior year like I was a parolee. Like, I'm just, 6 more months and I'm out this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's how I treated it. I was kind of like done with the place. I wanted out. Everyone wanted out. So, like, fuck it. I wasn't going to contend with some, like, shitty sophomore who's giving me lip.
That makes a lot of sense.
The best moment I had with some shitty sophomores, I think I've told you guys this story, but I'll tell it for the podcast. I was working at the attendance office, and part of the job is when you're working in the attendance office was you had to go around, get the attendance sheet at like 9 o'clock. You ran slips for students that needed to be seen by whatever authoritative figure, or they need to pick something in the office, things like that. Yeah. But the one main thing that we had to do was fill out late slips for incoming students who were late. So this one time, about a dozen kids are brought in by 2 cops.
All right.
These kids were all caught skipping.
Okay.
And so I'm filling out one after the other, and the cops are kind of lecturing them, and the deans are there. Both deans. We had 2. They're there, and they're kind of monitoring the situation. And my technically teacher, but more likely my boss, was helping me with it. And I'm filling all his fucking late slips. And these 2 kids, these guys, they're giving me shit. They're like, come on, give us our late slip. And then they said the stupidest thing. We're late for class. Give us our late slip. Like, listen to what you said, okay? So, they kept dragging me. And the cop is basically trying to be like a father cop. Like, really? You guys are worried now? He's trying to be hard, but not like overly strict or whatever.
Right.
And they keep giving me shit. And finally, I just would say, wait! I just scream at them. I'm like, wait. And I stand up on my desk, and tell the whole attendance office, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Everyone, shh, shh, shh. Everyone, be quiet, be quiet. And there's silence. You hear that? I look at the two guys. You hear that?
Jesus.
You hear that? That's the sound of no one caring. Stand over there, shut the fuck up, and I'll write your goddamn late slips last. I thought the cop was going to bust a blood vessel because he was trying not to laugh. The other cop was staring at me open mouth, and both deans face palmed. And my boss looked at me going, what the hell? And I was just like, I don't give a shit. You're gonna, like, I looked at him like, am I in trouble? He's like, because, like, I'll be frank, if I'm in trouble, that means you have to give me a punishment, which would have required me to stay here. Shut up. Just continue your work.
Yeah.
And that was the end of that conversation with him, because he didn't want to deal with me. But, oh my god, the reaction of both those cops and the deans was
priceless.
That was a good day.
Yeah, it sounds it.
And that was only like November. I wasn't even almost out.
Gosh.
It was just the beginning. Yeah, that was just the beginning. That moment, and when the a-hole yard duty found out my name was not Lenville Longbottom.
What?
Those are two good days.
What the fuck?
Do you want me to tell you that story too before we get into the meat?
I feel like it's gonna raise too many questions, to be real. I feel like I'm gonna put a break on this one and maybe another time, just because it prompts too many questions.
Yeah.
When he found out that my name was not Neville Longbottom, the reason why I told him my name was not Neville Longbottom, that was a great day too.
What the fuck?
Okay, next week, episode 62. Yeah. I guess we'll talk about why I was Neville Longbottom for like 6 weeks.
Okay.
This is good. I'm not pissed off anymore. 5:30 is okay. I just never want to see it again.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Don't blame you.
Well, let's see. Besides the wonderful glory days, we got some pretty good shit this week.
Yeah, we got 2 good trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Want to do a movie trailer first?
Well, since I'm the only one that watches Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that one feels like a pretty quick talk. Yeah. And the movie trailer we can talk
go
about
ahead.
more.
Shoot for it.
Yeah, Game of Thrones trailer came out today.
Yep.
It was actually the first meat trailer, story-wise. And it showed a lot of cool stuff. There's going to be a ton of battles. Jon Snow says it's the Great War is here. Daenerys is finally on Westeros, the place she's been claiming as hers, since the first season.
Okay.
It looks good. I'm just kind of wondering if Jon Snow and Daenerys are going to meet and are going to ally, because Jon Snow doesn't give a shit about what's happening in the South. He cares about the zombie horde that's coming after him,
right?
Which is way more pressing.
Yeah, Jon Snow's seen some real shit.
Yeah, he's seen some real shit. He's come back for some real shit.
Right.
So I if I were him, fuck King's Landing, fuck the South. What's coming at us from the North is the real threat. So, because you can't kill those things. Yeah. Not unless you have certain items.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm excited for it. The problem is they're going to be pulling a Breaking Bad.
How do you mean?
Interesting.
So this season's going to be 7 episodes.
Okay.
Not the usual 10.
Sure.
And then the next season, next year, is going to be 6 or 7 episodes.
Okay.
And then it'll be over. At least this story will be over. HBO's going, holy shit, Game of Thrones is ending? Quick, license more.
Oh god.
So they're looking at prequels and sequels. There's a ton of stories they could tell that don't have any reflection on this main story.
Sure.
So yeah, there's a ton of stuff they can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm all for it because I like the fantasy stuff. I just wish there was a good sci-fi.
Yeah, if it's.
I honestly think that's their best bet.
If it's done well, like, good on it.
Yeah.
I know I said this before. I think on this level, maybe not as epic because they don't have the same amount of time that Game of Thrones has. It's the same amount of airtime. I honestly think The Expanse is kind of on par with kind of that epic story feeling. And like the amount of tension that you feel from like episode to episode feels very satisfying. So honestly, Nick, I think I've told you like a dozen times. Definitely, if you're able to find it, definitely watch it.
Is it on Hulu?
I don't know, but I'm sure I can find out here in a second.
Okay, well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been meaning to watch something like that, because I like sci-fi. I like fantasy, I like sci-fi. Mm-hmm. And a nice, meaty story set with those settings is good to watch.
Exactly.
So. I know the first season of The Expanse is shit, so.
It is rough, but you need the first season of The Expanse to understand most of what's happening in the second season, which sucks.
It's only 2 seasons, right?
It's currently only 2 seasons. The second season ended this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it would be easy to catch up, provided I can get my ass off of the other shit that I watch and watch it.
Right.
I recorded a ton of Into the Badlands and I've only watched 2 episodes.
For sure.
Well, it's the second season. That's a good show. If you guys want a good martial arts show, watch Into the Badlands.
I've wanted to watch it.
It's good. I recommend it. It's a steampunk-esque swords, kung fu. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
And the guy who is the lead in it, apparently he was Daniel Wu. He was I'm totally blanking on the name. Warcraft. He was the villain.
Not Ghoul. Was it Gul'dan?
Yeah,
okay.
That was it. Yeah, he was Gul'dan.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the mocap and everything for Gul'dan.
Gotcha.
And the voice, though the voice like Vin Diesel Groot is like sent through 15 filters.
Yeah. Apparently, the only place that is currently showing The Expanse outside of Sci-Fi's own channel is Amazon, and they only have season 1 up, which is kind of a buzzkill.
I'll see what Comcast has.
Sure.
If season 1 is $2.99 an episode, they can go to hell.
Yeah.
I'll see what else how I can watch it.
For sure.
$2.99 an episode. Fuck you.
No, it's they're just trying to milk money out of you.
Yeah, fuck you and everything you stand for.
Cereal.
So yeah, that was one trailer.
Game of
Thrones. Really excited for it. July is gonna be a big damn month.
July is gonna be awesome at this point.
Well, okay. We're gonna be talking about Spider-Man. We have that, but we also have War for the Planet of the Apes. Mm-hmm. We have Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, which just looks kind of eye-gasming. I mean, it could be a shit movie, but it looks pretty.
It looks great. Yeah.
Ashley, I think, saw the trailer for that for the first time. We were watching. We saw Alien.
Oh, okay. Oh, you should.
Oh, that was another thing I wanted to talk about.
We can talk about that at the end.
Yeah, I think you guys will like the way this chicken handled it. Yeah, Valerian. We saw a trailer for that, and my girlfriend, who's never seen the trailer before, right? She was like, "Oh, that looks cool."
Yeah. So we got Valerian. We got War for the Planet of the Apes. Yeah. There's Atomic Blonde, I think, is also coming out,
which
in
also
July.
looks like a cool movie.
Yeah, female John Wick. I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
And plus Game of Thrones in mid-July. So yeah, there's a ton of shit coming.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be filling.
Yeah, and then we got, Spider-Man, which the third trailer dropped today.
Yeah.
And it was a very good trailer, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it, definitely.
Yeah, it was neat. I mean, I've said this before. We repeat ourselves a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When a movie trailer comes out, one, teasers are bullshit.
Yep.
Teasers for a trailer are bullshit. I don't mind a minute-long teaser with nothing really said or really shown. Everything's kind of abstract. I don't mind that as a movie trailer because it's a teaser. I mind a teaser for a teaser and wait till tomorrow to see the actual trailer. I hate that. But what I don't like with trailers is the first trailer is here's everything. We're gonna be vague. Second trailer is plot. And then the third trailer, sometimes they fuck it up by going, here's more plot. No, hey, we're going to spoil it.
Yeah.
This Spider-Man didn't do that.
It did not, which I was happy about.
Which is good.
Yeah, I was really happy about it. I mean, they kind of gave away some stuff that the suit can do, which I think they should have left. But other than that, I mean, it was a good trailer. I'll definitely go see it.
Yeah.
Honestly, the suit stuff was really cool, right? Would have loved to have been more surprised about it. But on the flip side, the one interesting thing that they did give us because of that was they showed his buddy.
Yeah.
The kid, the big Asian kid. He plugged it into his laptop.
Right.
And he was like, oh, there's a whole bunch of subsystems and stuff that have been locked out. And that already tells me that kid is more than just sidekick.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I didn't have a lot of hope for him at first. I was like, oh, you're going to be like, Peter Parker's best friend. You have no clue what's going on. You're probably going to piss yourself halfway through. But now it's like, no, he's smart.
Yeah.
And he obviously is more level-headed than Peter.
Yeah, he's going to be the kind of side character I like. Because some side characters, I don't know if it's the actors themselves or it's just how the character's written. Some side characters want to steal the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And they're overly loud and stupid, and I hate that. And this kid he seems really quiet. When he just finds out that Peter is Spider-Man, he is genuinely shocked. He's not running around screaming. He's like whispering, going, you're the Spider-Man. He's genuinely, it's a freak out moment, but not in a screaming way. Yeah. And yeah, he looks like he could be a smart dude.
He'll definitely compliment the actors who's playing Peter Parker. Throughout every scene, he'll just compliment his character well because it's just kind of a different personality, and so I'm hoping he has kind of more going on for him throughout the either throughout the next Spider-Man movie or like we see more of him in Homecoming. But we won't know until like the movie's out. I'm excited to see it though.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm probably not going to see it opening day because that's 4th of July weekend, and holy shit, the theater will be packed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to look up what that kid's name. I don't think that character's in the comics at all. I don't know if Peter really has a best friend in the comics, except like maybe Mary Jane.
Outside of Harry Osborn.
Oh, yeah, Harry, but that's like talk about complicated.
It's... I don't know who that kid... I honestly, I couldn't tell you. Like, I love Spider-Man. I'm a big fan.
Right.
But, like, I haven't really looked into the character because I'm trying to pull back from this movie like Nick usually does with the Star Wars stuff.
Oh, I'm doing that with everything I can now. Because sometimes it's just too much.
Yeah. Well, because that's the other thing is when you IMDb, sometimes you'll see a credit you don't want to see.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, pull back. So I don't know who the character's supposed to be, but whoever it is, it's a really cool character.
Yeah. I'm on IMDb because I want to know who this kid is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is also the first trailer we saw of Donald Glover.
This is, yeah. I had no idea who was in this movie.
Yeah, he has no name.
Okay.
Interesting.
Where is this kid? Where is he?
I wonder if he's gonna be a villain. Donald Glover's a villain could be cool.
Maybe, yeah. Actually, speaking of which, I think this is it. Yeah, this is a kid. His character's name. Do you want to know, Shane?
Yeah, why not? If it triggers something, otherwise.
Ned Leeds. That's the character's name.
That kind of sounds vaguely familiar.
Well, yeah, Ned Leeds. Speaking, since we're on a little bit, we won't dive into this too much because it's a bit too much information. But did you guys hear about Tom Hardy?
Yeah.
Is Venom?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm happy.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring that up as an official topic just because there's so many unknowns, but that sounds cool.
It does really sound cool, and he can definitely bulk up to be a really good Eddie Brock.
Oh yeah, go on. Sorry.
Okay, sounded like you just found out something.
Yeah, I did.
Bad or good?
About Ned Leeds.
Okay, forget it. Just stop there.
Yeah.
So about Tom Hardy, real quick. I'm kind of worried about him. Not him as an actor, but him as a person.
Okay.
Because the last time he bulked up, like heavy, it was to play Bane, right? And apparently, that kind of fucked with his body.
Well, yeah, I mean...
And so, like, I hope he takes it a little bit slower this time, building up that muscle mass.
Yeah, it is a problem. There's... people talk about women losing weight and for roles or just to stay in the Hollywood shape, which is bullshit. Me, like Drax, I like a woman with a little meat on her bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the hell off. Well, I'm trying to... My browser's being stupid. Thank you, Will.
No problem.
Okay. I was about to look that up.
Yeah, no worries.
Anyway. So... Where was it going? Oh, yeah. But male actors kind of can fuck their body up as well. The worst I've ever heard was Matt Damon for Courage Under Fire.
Oh, really?
The dude... Because in Courage Under Fire, if you've never seen it, he's a heroin addict.
Mm-hmm.
To cope with his PTSD.
Yeah.
And to look thin and, kind of gaunt, or really gaunt, he apparently ate, I think his calorie count was under 1,000.
Jeez.
And he ran 6 to 8 miles a day.
Wow.
Shit.
And he has not recovered from that. Bear in mind, Courage Under Fire was 94 or 95. And he's 45 at the moment. It really damaged his body doing that.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So, yeah, you got to take care of your body. I want to say Christian Bale also kind of fucked his body up a little bit because he went from playing the Mechanic, where he was an anorexic, not an anorexic, he was an insomniac, and he was like just disgustingly thin, skeleton thin, and then he put on. He went from 140 pounds to like 220.
Oof.
Yeah, it's rough. And yeah, Tom Hardy should, he's a big guy to begin with, but I like to think he can do it smart.
Mm-hmm.
And camera angles and makeup can also help.
Right.
Oh, definitely. I'm just saying, like it was reported last time around the time of Batman. The guy seriously did a number on himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, as much as I want to see like a kick-ass Venom and basically Eddie Brock on roids, I don't want to watch like a human being destroy themselves for it. It's never worth that much.
He does I will say this. He doesn't have to be the jacked Eddie Brock that we've always seen in the comics, but if he looks buff, if he looks broad, if he looks big, I think that's still way better than the last time we saw Venom in a fucking Spider-Man movie.
Oh god, let's
Topher Grace.
Here's the thing. This is going to be the first proper Venom movie, or proper Venom we've seen. It's going to be the first proper Eddie Brock.
Yeah. And
let's just say Eddie Brock is a big dude. But let's say there's a couple more movies down the line with Venom. Over those couple more movies, he can keep working out.
Yeah.
And he will get that big.
Right.
He doesn't have to get that big this second.
Yes, yeah. He can build into the character, basically.
Exactly. I mean, like, look at Hugh Jackman in 2000 as Wolverine, and look at him in Logan.
Yeah.
It's total, like, he could do that.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be healthier on his body in the long run.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll definitely be a healthier thing. Mm-hmm. But my problem with the Venom thing is Sony's not, in my opinion, Sony's not being smart. And is going to Marvel going, hey, guys? They're going, no, mine, ours. They're hoarding it, which is stupid.
That's I think, a failure on Sony's part, definitely. Yeah. That's
well, it's just Sony has me worried because they have a gun to Spider-Man's head.
I mean, let's be real. Sony needs this movie to succeed. Marvel doesn't need Sony to make their franchise go.
True.
Like,
but here's the thing:
Sony wants to be, this, gun to Marvel's head. I mean, who's to say we need other Spider-Man movies that Marvel has helped out?
I know, right? He could just keep showing up in other movies.
True. And I mean, so he does Homecoming, and he's in the Infinity War,
right?
And I like to think he's going to be in both of them, in 18 and 19. But Sony basically said, oh, we can just take it back whenever we want. The problem is, Sony should probably listen to the fan base and not say that.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
you want to lose money.
But the problem is they're not listening to it, and then we'll just get another craptastic, amazing Spider-Man. Which, I think the thing that bugs me with both those films is the visual. There's a visual aspect to it I hate, and I don't want to get into that because, like, Andrew Garfield pissed me off. He's not a bad actor. He just his portrayal of Peter just pissed me off. So
yeah,
but it's hard. It's hard to get an actor who has to play a superhero because to get the duality of personalities is really difficult. Robert Downey Jr. lucked out.
Well, yeah, I mean,
because Iron Man doesn't really shift, right? It's not really a secret identity.
Yeah. But, like...
And so is with Chris Evans. Like,
the problem is you have Peter, who's literally a kid. He should always be a kid. And my problem with the Garfield... Okay, my problem with Tobey Maguire was he's stiff. And my problem with Andrew Garfield was they were trying to basically parlay the I'm a cool nerd, I'm a hippie, I'm kind of hipster nerdy, I'm cool, I'm sarcastic, well, look at me flirt with Gwen Stacy, and aren't I funny and ironic? And it just didn't work. I want the awkward, clumsy, very, 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 very unsure of himself Peter Parker, and neither one of those characters were like that. Those actors, I mean. And I like to think that Tom Holland has that.
I mean, so far from the scenes that he has had and through the trailers, there's definitely that feeling that he is more the Peter Parker from high school, the Peter Parker from the Unlimited series. Or Ultimate, sorry, not Unlimited.
Yeah, Ultimate was a good series.
I was about to say this doesn't take place on like alternate Earth Jupiter bullshit.
Yeah.
No, I would love to see the suit that's made of nothing but micro spiders. That's great.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
I like it.
If you don't know what we're talking about, look up Spider-Man Unlimited.
Dude, do you ever think if... Okay, just sidetrack. I know we're going to be on a tangent, but I just have to think about this. So, my whole thing is after Thanos, what are they going to do? What's going to be Phase 4? What's going to be Phase 5?
Sure.
Phase 6 even. And half of me is wondering if Sony's smart and they go, okay, Marvel, we'll do more movies with you and Spider-Man, and fine, here's Venom, and they finally do cave and they go back to Dad. What I'm wondering, you think we'll ever see a Secret War movie?
I'd say it is possible, but I don't know how many years out that is.
Oh yeah, I'm talking like Phase 4, Phase 5, maybe even Phase 6, and who knows? We might even be disgusted with with superhero movies by then. I'm feeling fatigue, but I still like these films for the most part. So who knows what we're gonna see?
Right.
But yeah, it could be interesting. Like to do a Secret War movie, that would it would be definitely audacious, but at the same time, like at the end of Avengers, we had the Avengers. We never thought we were going to see this film. You know, and then we had that little glimpse of Thanos. And if I were Kevin Feige, who's running the whole show, and we finally see Thanos, and he's like, yeah, that was Thanos, and like it's, we could be doing something with that. Like, right now, I think he's just kind of blown away that he's actually doing Thanos now. Now then it was a pipe dream. Now it's a reality. So who the hell knows where we're gonna get after Thanos? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean that's a thought.
I mean, Secret Wars would be really cool, right? And then, of course, they're introducing the new Captain Marvel.
That's true. That's very true.
And so, there's like, what, the Civil War 2?
If they...
Like, there's a whole other...
Yeah, I mean, they could.
I mean, and then, of course, say Fox, for whatever reason, finally lets go of the X-Men. That's never going to happen, but...
Well, I don't know. I mean...
If it did, you could finally get, like, like that alternate Earth timeline where, like, X-Men never formed and mutants were being hunted down by superheroes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you could get that, too. There's plenty of possibilities. I mean, it's cool to see where superhero movies are going, because now that we're getting to the thing that all the comic book nerds have been saying since Iron Man, which is, just wait, it gets better. And we're finally getting to the part we've been telling our friends to be like, no, it gets even better.
Here's another tangent. And probably shouldn't go on tangents, but here's mine.
I don't really consider these tangents.
So, here's a really ballsy move. And I will say it'll never happen because profit and money are a driving force. Mm-hmm. But after the Infinity War, after phase, what are we on, 4 or 3? I want to say 3.
Still in phase 3, I want to say, technically.
Yeah. So after phase 3, maybe we'll get a few more movies. Definitely we'll get Guardians Volume 3. Mm-hmm. Kevin Feige says, we're going to take a break for 5 years.
I mean, that'd be smart. Let it simmer.
Let it simmer. It'll never happen, but I think it would be a wise move, because then you just create this want and crave for it. It could happen. It probably won't, but it would be interesting. Because I mean, again, it's like I think he's facing the same problem I'm facing a little bit every now and then as a DM. What the hell am I gonna do? And he's bringing in one of the biggest baddies in the Marvel Universe. What's he gonna do after that? Mm-hmm. There's a ton he can do, but they're all tied up with other studios. So it'll be interesting.
It poses a very interesting future. I mean, one other thing I wanted to say, because of already what we're getting from Spider-Man, right? We could finally get a Sinister Six movie.
Yeah, but Sony's doing that. It won't be Marvel.
I know, but I already like the Marvel's version of the Vulture a lot now.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, yeah, it would be great if we got a Sinister Six with a Marvel influence, or the MCU influence, but at the same time, like, again, we have Sony with a gun to the head. So that's also a possibility, but there's so many balls in the air.
Right.
So, well, I mean, we'll see. For me, depending on how the Infinity War saga ends, I'll probably just say goodbye.
I can understand that feeling.
Personally, I would just say goodbye.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Mm-hmm. But after that, I'll just say, I had a good run. This is awesome. Bye.
Yeah.
Because depending on what happens in those 2 movies, I don't know what they could do to top it. So that's That's that little debate, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's a fair point, especially where we're at.
Well,
now.
I mean, yeah, and again, like I'm definitely feeling a fatigue with these movies sometimes. You know, Guardians was good because it was different. It was a space opera type of thing. It was fun.
It's more lighthearted than the rest of them.
Yeah, I don't consider those guys superheroes.
Yeah, they're just kind of random dudes that do some shit.
They're
mercs pretty much that are heroic.
Right. They're mercs. Peter Quill's a human for more or less. Mm-hmm. We have what 3 aliens and an experiment.
Yeah.
4. No, scratch that. We have 5 aliens and an experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many? I don't know. I don't know if Kraglин's a human or what species he is. He's not human, I think.
I mean, he's whatever, basically.
He's whatever. Yeah. So yeah, we have these characters that are kind of like whatever. They're just a motley crew of just people. Gamora's advanced. Yeah. Drax, I think his species is stronger than normal humans. Okay, that makes sense. Rocket's a genius. Groot is Groot. You know, but they're just, average people amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Actually, I was reading up on Peter Quill in the comic, and I don't know how they rate the strength. His strength rating is 4.
Mm-hmm.
He has advanced knowledge of a lot of different races and their cultures, and he has his strength is peak physical condition for humans.
All right.
It's like, okay. And, he's a good physical combat fighter. Mm-hmm. So he's just an average dude.
Yeah.
More or less. He is a dude. He's going to go into the Infinity War as a regular dude.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fighting a horror that is Thanos.
Fighting something on a godlike level.
Right.
I feel like, I mean, we've been talking about Marvel for a bit, but there's one thing about Peter Quill as a character that has always made him a little bit more interesting than a few of his other counterparts, like, for instance, say the Falcon. They're very similar characters, right? But, like, Peter Quill is probably one of the most realistic thinking characters as a superhero.
How so?
Because for him, the greater good is definitely like, it's never like I'm always a selfless person. He thinks more like other people think. Me first, then everyone else. And it isn't until like his conscience kind of kicks in, right? And when I was like going back and watching the first Guardians, it's like, we could try to split the difference. Send the orb to someone who's not gonna blow it up and still make a lot of money. And the thing is, though, like, I feel like him going into something like the Infinity War, he's probably a safer bet because he's not going to try and just throw himself at Thanos thinking, if I die in this, it ends, right? Because that's the problem with the hero aspect, which is like, I gotta do the right thing all the time, but sometimes doing the right thing can actually be pretty stupid.
Very stupid, yeah. Yeah, if we're just going to talk one more thing about the whole Marvel stuff, you mentioned someone sacrificing themselves. I think Steve won't. I think Steve will sacrifice himself.
Yeah, but that's like ingrained in his
DNA.
I
mean, Captain America dying at the end of the Infinity War seems more appropriate.
Yeah.
Honestly, if he doesn't bleed Star Spangled Banner, I'm gonna call bullshit.
Yeah. I picture a few deaths happening at the end of the Infinity War.
Oh, it has a high potential, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, there should be. I mean, if you want to create suspense that they're all not going to make it, you kill one.
Yeah.
Or 2. So, I think it'll more than likely will be Captain America. And that's also due to the fact that I think Chris Evans is like, can I not work out? Because he's feeling it. He's like, I'm 35. I'm feeling it. I need a break. So, which makes sense. So,
Yeah, definitely.
Again, we're back to talking about people kicking their body's ass to have a certain look. You can only go so far.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. Well, so what else we got on the docket?
Games.
Yeah.
Yes, we had games.
Where's
mine?
Yeah,
Stupid.
We can start off with like the kind of the smallest in the bunch.
What's that?
Dead Island 2 has an actual release date.
Right.
It's coming out this year in December. Which after us not hearing anything for like 3 years or so, there's kind of more fluctuation on the internet about it. The biggest one being the fact that it has the 2017 tag on its page, and that you can pre-order a copy of it through Microsoft. So I don't know about you guys, but like I'm hoping this one's good. I'm hoping it has is successful, because one of the sad things about Dead Island 1 is just kind of the rocky start that game kind of had in its launch, where the first trailer did not reflect the game realistically, and that it was highly buggy, more buggy than like Bethesda games.
Yeah, it was a game that people said should have been shipped because of how buggy it was.
Yeah, it was one where could have used a little more time in the oven to bake. But I what my hope is Deep Silver has learned a lot since then, and they're having was it Sumo Studios, which is has done the Crackdown series. I'm hoping what Deep Silver has learned from the first game, and with the kind of the help from Sumo, that we get a better, more fleshed out Dead Island game. The Dead Island 2 trailer that was released in I guess 2014 definitely sets a better and more realistic tone for the game than the Dead Island 1 trailer. So the companies recently have shown that they can kind of learn and develop. Sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. Was it Deck 13 is a good example of a company that learned from their mistakes and has made a better game, going from Lords of the Fallen to the Surge. So it has potential.
Yeah, Dead Island is always confusing to me because I hear it's terrible, but it feels like it's the most talked about terrible game.
It really is. It's also probably one of the most played terrible games, because its co-op system was not garbage. It wasn't great, but it was like Borderlands meets Left 4 Dead.
That's a good description.
Yeah, with more customization here and there for the weapons and shit. But I think it's probably like a good mashup, because you do have 4 unique characters with 4 unique styles, and it is set in kind of a Left 4 Dead setting. So yeah, I'm also, they also what, I think they made another game after the Dead Island series. I think it was Daylight.
That's okay. That's the thing I keep getting confused with.
Mm-hmm.
Dead Island and Daylight, both of those confuse me,
right.
And I think it's Daylight that is constantly being played. I think that's where my confusion is.
Yeah,
because they look very similar.
Right. Is it Daylight?
I mean, so this raises a lot of questions, right? Mm-hmm. For me personally, because Dead Island did not have the best launch. In fact, its launch was pretty much a meme.
Yeah.
And I mean, what was it? The developers forgot to hide the developer kit, so people were fucking with the command controls on day one.
Mm-hmm.
Riptide came out.
The expansion.
The expansion. And Riptide was just a massive joke. Because once they fixed all the bugs from the first part of the game, the expansion comes out and it just opens up a whole new can of worms. And I would totally be stoked if Dead Island 2 came out and it was successful. And the only reason why is because I feel like gamers have become really critical, which isn't bad. But at the same time, I don't want to discourage companies that have good ideas. Because Dead Island, on paper, sounded awesome. Dead Island, in concept, sounds great. But it just didn't flesh out. And it's weird because you talked about, Dead Island 2. And I was like, I haven't heard anything about Dead Island 2. And the trailer we saw looked excellent. And apparently it's 3 years old. And I don't remember seeing that trailer at the 2014
I don't
E3.
remember it at all either.
So, it's a lot of what the hell is going on?
I mean, the other thing is we're talking about a trailer, and trailers are trailers. You won't get what you want from it,
right?
So, I mean that's the thing that screwed up the first game was the trailer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, see what happens with. I mean, we'll see what happens with it, and we'll definitely have to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely. I'm. E3 is coming up, so
Jesus Christ, in 3 weeks.
Yeah. So I know it's one of those things. Definitely that time, it's going to be a lot of looking and seeing what announcements there are, and I if Dead Island 2 is slated for this year, I'm kind of hoping to see a new trailer for it or something for it.
Yeah, I mean, we would be owed something.
Yeah,
at that point.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about 2 more games that are kind of in tandem and are not in common anymore, like we were thinking.
Yes.
So Red Dead Redemption 2 has been delayed to spring of 2018.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but at the same time, it's I think
that's not bad.
Bad, and at the same time, it's Red Dead Redemption. It's going to be an open world game, which means it's going to be a long game. Plus, they're definitely going to have multiplayer. I'm for it. I want to play it, but I'm also for it being perfected and fixed.
Right.
So hopefully it won't be a horrible game. I have faith in Rockstar, so we'll see what happens with it.
Same.
That's pretty much it. It sucks. I mean, there's not much we can say. It's been delayed. And we'll probably see and get more news in the next 3 weeks with E3 coming up. I don't even know if we'll see it at E3. That'll be interesting if we see it at E3 after we hear it's been delayed.
Yeah, I doubt we will. They may just want to show off what they have been working on.
Yeah,
I mean, they part of that article had a bunch of screenshots and stuff of what they have been working on. They may have a little bit more than that they may like to show off. But if Rockstar decides not to show Red Dead 2, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
honestly, I'm expecting, if anything, at this point, I'm expecting a 1-minute cinematic teaser. Because that's all they owe us. They don't need to show us any gameplay footage yet. Right? They don't need to tell us anything. Hell, it could be just as cryptic as the first reveal trailer. It could be better. It could literally be just a guy from behind loading bullets into a revolver.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And, I would accept that. I'd be done. I don't care what that guy's doing. He's obviously a man of the law. Or a bandit. He has a revolver. Great. That's what the game's about.
If this is...
If his voice is gravelly, more to you.
If this is gonna be a game about outlaws and outlaw cowboys, man, we better be having some cool heist stuff and cool, we better rob banks and trains,
dude, seriously,
and stagecoaches. I want that. That was the thing about Grand Theft Auto 5 that I thought was disappointing. There's only 3 heists.
Yes.
If you wanted more heists, you have to wait through the horse shit that was online.
Yeah, that was pretty disappointing.
Yeah, I wanted more heists because the heists, those were awesome. but it turned into crap. I mean, it was a great game, but I wanted more heists. Mm-hmm. I wanted to steal more stuff and collect more money and do more of that. That's what I thought was fun, and planning them was fun. But yeah, that was disappointing. If we're gonna play an outlaw gang, let's be outlaws. Let's rob motherfuckers.
Right.
That's what I liked about Crimson Skies. For a tangent about like another game about outlaws. Space pirates, or not space pirates, air pirates,
sky pirates.
Yeah, sky pirates. Mm-hmm. My third time playing that game through, it took me. I did not realize I could shoot at the other blimps in the sky and rob them. Like you can shoot at them, and then the character would speak, "Hey, drop your loot, or we'll blow you out of the sky." And they would either drop their loot and you can collect it all, or you can blow up their blimp and again collect all their loot. Yeah. Simple things like that I think would be interesting in this game. But who knows what we're gonna get?
Right.
If we got some details, it'd be nice at E3. But we'll probably not get anything.
Yeah. Yep. We'll have to see.
We'll definitely have to see. So the other game that we were talking about that we were really afraid of that was gonna copy Red Dead isn't copying Red Dead.
Yeah.
And it's a Far Cry 5. And at the same time, saying that it would copy Red Dead Redemption is kind of stupid on our part because, again, they probably had this idea for 2 years. And, Red Dead was only announced a year ago. So, it's, kind of whatever. But it's not a Western-ish.
Yeah, it's set, definitely in what you'd expect to be the West, or what you'd see in Westerns. Montana.
Well, it's set in Montana, yeah, which is very atypical cowboy country.
Yeah.
Texas can claim all that they want, but also Montana can claim cowboy too.
Yeah.
What's interesting is, this is going to be the first game for Far Cry that's going to be in America.
Yes.
We're playing in a place called Hope County. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you saw the cover, Will. I think you did, Shane.
I did not see the cover. I saw the little snippet trailers.
There's art. I don't want to say cover. There's art. Okay. So, in most of these... Well, actually, Far Cry 3 didn't have this kind of cover, but Far Cry 4 and Primal had it, where it was basically someone, the main antagonist, I want to say, standing in front looking at the camera. What this is looks like a dude looking kind of like a messiah, but evil.
Oh, God.
In a Last Supper setting.
Yeah.
With a couple of bearded dudes, a woman, and a wolf. And if you look at the flag does not have stars, it has crosses.
Right.
And then there's another dude there with his back turned to the camera who's bound and has sinner written across his back. Yeah. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, this setting feels, I mean, this image alone has a lot going for it.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with it.
Yeah, we're basically, my theory is we're going to be dealing with Westboro Baptist Church kind of people times like 10.
Yeah,
this is going to be Red State the game,
it's just cool and scary all in the same right.
Yeah, so this Far Cry 5, it's going to be still called Far Cry 5. Technically, it would be 6.
Yeah, if you basically count Primal as part of the number path.
Yeah, and I would count it. It's the 5th game. Why not count it?
Yeah. I mean, you could also consider Far Cry Primal the being the prime one, the start of it all.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna get for the next Far Cry game is a modern setting, or modern-ish setting, set in Montana in some rural area, fighting some religious zealot fuck.
Yeah.
And the trailer was
or you could
interesting.
be one of the religious zealot fucks. You don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, that's the thing is, like, the little snippet trailers they've done, it could, and seeing this image, it could go either way. That said, typically it's been the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, most of the Far Cry games begin with, like, you getting fucked up, losing someone or everyone, trying to find them and get them back. Mm-hmm. And during when all that happens, you have one of the main antagonists kind of giving you a little speech and, beating the crap out of you.
Yeah.
So, which I see this guy doing.
Definitely, if the trend holds true, Far Cry 3's cover, Far Cry's 4 cover, we have had a main villain on it. So, like, if that is going to be the official cover, because we don't even know that, that'll be something terrifying, which is great. I think, like, kind of bringing it back more to, like, a more horrifying situation to be in. It definitely, that was one thing that was very satisfying about Far Cry 3, is that, you're this character who is, thrown into basically the worst situation possible, and they're trying to escape, and in doing so, they kind of change who they are as a person, and have to deal with that. That's kind of one of the things I loved about 3. I never played 4, so I can't really attest to, like, how that kind of goes for our main protagonist.
Yeah, well, from what I heard about 4, like, it was good, mm-hmm. but it felt like, what's the word I'm looking for? We could have waited.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard for most of it. So, Far Cry Primal technically has a protagonist, but we never see him. We're mostly focused on the mammoth and the tiger.
Right.
Far Cry, the one that came out in 2004, I think that's the main hero.
Mm-hmm.
So you can count that, I guess, maybe?
Yeah.
Far Cry 2, which I hate.
Most people are not a big fan of Far Cry 2.
Far Cry 2 mostly was like a dude in the distance with a machete and a bunch of bullets.
Right.
That was about it. So.
I mean, I've never played a Far Cry game, so
they're good. They're open world, first person shooters. So
I know why people like them. I've just always been like in that spot where I'm like, I just feel like this is not my game.
Yeah, fair enough.
If I had to recommend one for you to play, Shane, I'd recommend Far Cry 3. It was very good. So like if you're ever interested, but no, I definitely feel you on that, where it's like just not a game that kind of speaks to you.
I still want to play Primal. I mean, I'm kind of whatever with 4, but Primal looks interesting. So
it's definitely different, which is good.
So So that's kind of news with some gaming stuff.
Yeah.
We have delayed Red Dead Redemption, which kind of sucks. And Far Cry 5 looks interesting and is not copying Red Dead, which I don't think I ever was going to.
There were a lot of speculation on a spaghetti western, and I'm glad it's not overtly. It still could be a spaghetti western, just set in a modern time.
Yeah, and for all we know, we could be playing a deputy, a sheriff that's trying to shut these guys down.
Yeah.
Or an outlaw who's like, fuck you type of deal.
I hope we hear about it at E3, because that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, and if we don't, that just will be stupid.
I mean, considering that they the speculation on the release date is this year in September, come on, I think it's worth it for them to talk about it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, by the time people hear this, the official whatever announcement for it will be out on the 26th. So we will all have more information, and if you are listening to this, will be irrelevant. So whatever.
Yeah.
But But yeah, we'll find out more later this week, and we'll definitely talk about it next week. So
definitely,
it was cool. So we're gonna wrap up real quick.
Yeah.
But Shane, how was Alien Covenant? Okay.
Good.
Done.
Okay. So the best way I could put it is like I was actually really hesitant about watching the movie
because
mostly because I have this thing about watching things burst out of other people.
Fair enough.
But I actually I'll be real. I looked away at those parts. I did not want to upchuck.
It's fine.
Yeah,
that's right.
In the theater. But I watched it, and actually I really enjoyed it. Had some excellent visuals. Ridley Scott, once again, has a great eye. I gotta say, what made this one really cool, and actually probably the reason why I don't, why I like to watch the other Aliens, but the thing that makes me uneasy is this one doesn't take place on the spaceship.
Mm.
Oh.
Like, that's not the main stage.
Oh, it's not the Covenant is the main stage? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a claustrophobe, so that always fucking bugs the shit out of me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the first one takes place on the spaceship. The second one is mostly in the colony and the facility. So.
Yeah, but still really indoors. And I mean, I didn't really watch Prometheus. And I know that one kind of takes place outside, but this one's really cool because it's like one of those things where it's like you're watching people discover something that's already been seen.
Yeah.
So you kind of know what's going on. All in all, great. They weren't going for... this was more of a sci-fi film than a horror or a suspense thing. Because that's the one weird thing. It's I knew going in what was going to happen. Someone's going to have something crawl out of them. People are getting dismembered at this point. Someone's getting acid on them. And that's... Anyone could be like, oh, those are spoilers. No, that's not spoilers. Those are the fucking key moments in Alien movies.
It's kind of like going into a Friday the 13th movie and, thinking that no one's going to get machete through the chest. Yeah. Exactly.
So, all in all, though, this is good because instead of trying to rely on old tricks, it was just, I could not predict the series of events that happened the way they happened.
That's good.
Yeah, there were key elements, obviously. There were some really important scenes, and, there were moments where you're like, well, that guy's fucking dead. But I didn't predict them. I wasn't trying to guess along. And one other thing, too, is the way they start off with 15 people.
Uh-huh.
And instead of dragging out the deaths, there's a very unique sequence of events that happens that right off the bat you meet these characters and you kind of know what some of them are about, and you obviously don't need to know about other ones because they're obviously throwaways,
right?
But the cool part is the throwaways still mattered to the characters who obviously you're supposed to be paying attention to, so it creates this really interesting thought processes about how those characters go about what the fuck's happening. So, all in all, I enjoy it. I really recommend it, especially if you're a fan of Aliens. And I think that if you think it's a horror movie or a suspense movie, it's not. It's actually just a sci-fi movie with some shocking moments.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, Ridley Scott was like, I want to scare the shit out of people. And I'm sure if this is someone's first Alien movie, yeah, it's going to scare the shit out of them. But, if you've seen the first few Aliens, even I've seen them, it's not... It's different, but it's still really awesome to watch.
Yeah. There was a thing online that I saw. This was before Alien Covenant came out. And it was Alien, the first one. Alien was it had one word to describe all of them. So it was Alien horror, Aliens action horror, Alien 3 drama, my opinion failed drama, Alien Resurrection comedy. It was just bad. And then I think it's had Prometheus, Don't Run Straight.
Yeah.
That's because of the one stupid scene.
Yeah, I mean that Prometheus had a lot of problems, but that part really fucking ruined it.
It did not help.
Yeah.
You know, I thought whenever someone asks about like why Prometheus is bad or what went wrong with Prometheus, just remember, in Ridley Scott's mind, that wasn't going to be an alien movie.
Yeah, that's.
In everyone else's mind, it was, but not his, and that's when he was like, "Oh, you wanted more aliens?
Yeah.
Well, here's Covenant."
Yeah, it would have been. That scene would have been better if they were in like a canyon, and there wasn't a place to run right or left.
Yes.
You know, and then what's her name? The main girl, the main character. If she was like, okay, and then she ran at the ship instead and timed it right to get right underneath where it broke, where there was an opening, and she could have saved herself that way. But they didn't do that. They did stupid. But it's cool to know that Alien Covenant was a good film. So,
yeah.
Maybe I'll go see it at some point. I don't know. I like the alien design. So, and this one, I think they're having their help with CGI to make it more alien-like. Because I've seen the trailer for it where it's like on the ship and it's like on all fours, and it looks freaky when it's like that. That's cool. It's good to know that it was a good film.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely
Cool,
a
man.
must watch.
Cool.
All right. So with that in mind, thank you everyone for listening. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe on iTunes. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, please subscribe. Yeah. If you too don't like 5:30 a.m., please share your sympathies.
Yeah.
All right, we're out.
All right. Later, guys.
Later.
Later days.